I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up this empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. But it won't be long before I realize it's a picture in my head, in my head.
Today we're in a 92 MR2, Toyota MR2. The last MR2 I drove was a stock Toyota MR2 in Los Angeles and Angeles Forest, and it had the JDM motor in it compared to the USDM motor. However, this one's a little bit different. The owner of this car, believe it or not, I really got to know playing Halo. We were playing Xbox, played all this good stuff, and wow, what an experience of me being here now. I'm down here for the VMP open house. We did a lot of fun stuff with my Mustang, but I knew I had to get some import love while I was down here. So here we are in the SW20. SW20 MR2, incredibly legendary Japanese car. I really wish that Toyota made another Toyota MR2. It would be a great, great thing. And maybe it could replace the gap that the new NSX left us all with. Because if you think about it, the new NSX could have been great if they did a stick mid-engine rear-wheel drive car for the price of a Corvette, but they didn't. So a lot of the times I recommend, what's a fun mid-engine car that I can get for cheap? MR2, done. MR2 is great, however, they're notorious for snap oversteer if you don't have the updated version of the SW20, because then bad things happen. This one has the bad things happen mode, so I'm gonna be very, very careful. The car though is absolutely freaking beautiful. It is easily my favorite MR2 I've ever seen. The kind of deep, deep blue it has, combined with the drag pack setup of wheels, it is incredible. You have radials in the back, skinnies up front. This car does not handle anymore, it goes straight. So why does it only go straight? Because it makes 750 rear horsepower. My God! It's a 5-speed transmission. The gearing is really satisfying and long, and it's easy to drive around town when you're out of first gear. First gear takes a little bit of practice and very reminiscent of, say, a quartermaster clutch in a Mitsubishi Evo or something like that. You have to rev it up, you can't be nice to it, and therefore, you just have to really get it going. You're not gonna just lift off the clutch and go. You have to give it some love and a little bit of revs. You got a Precision Gen 2 6262 turbo in the back, fully built Toyota motor, not a K-swap. That's what I love about this car. Even though the K20 MR2s are freaking gnarly, they're super cool, but when I learned that this car had the original Toyota motor in it, I was mind blown. And that's why I was really excited to do this car, because when do you ever see this? You never see this, and I'm thankful that I had the opportunity for this car. As for the interior, MR2 hugs around you. I'm in a fixed racing seat. I'm only 5'8", so I'm kind of gangster leaning a little bit to reach the pedals, but super great driver's position, and I always fall in love with these cars when I drive them. The taillights were custom made and built by the owner, which is even cooler because I've never seen these taillights before. So I asked, hey, where'd you get these taillights? He was like, oh, we made them. I'm like, okay, sure, I guess that's how it goes. But with suspension, Fortunato coilovers, Fortunato, fantastic coilover company. I love them to death, so definitely check them out. He's also got a Sparco racing wheel, nice suede Alcantara wheel, along with the TRD center cap, which looks phenomenal. And it even has a blue center that matches everything else. Everything with this car matches up, and it looks very natural. The black drag pack wheels, nothing looks out of place, and that's what I love about it. So when you pop the hood or the back hatch of this car, what's even funnier to see the entire story, you have to pump the trunk too, to basically explain how everything works. So you have the turbocharger setup, the fully built motor, and then it goes through to the trunk, and then the cooling system's in the back. So you have all of that air and all of that heat, wherever it is, dissipating, going to the trunk, coming back around, and cycling through. The car is also 85 powered and has ID2000 injectors, so no shortage of fuel. But dude, I'm just gonna ease into it in third gear and just, okay, and gently. Wow, buttery smooth. I'm in love. Oh my God, this is so much fun. But see that, like, he has a really good wheel and tire setup, so no drama, straight. And the best thing about this is a lot of people make the mistakes with the oversteer of these cars. Problem is that when people find out it starts to snap, they nail the brakes instead of letting the car do its thing. Instead of letting the car do its thing, let off the gas and it'll snap back in place. So what's really cool was that pull I just did wasn't even full boost. So what's even crazier is I'm sitting at this light, and to my left of the steering wheel, there's a little knob, which is the fun knob. All you have to do is turn it all the way to 1, and then you're at full boost. So full boost, like we said before, is 750 rear wheel, and it's 40 pounds of boost through a 4-cylinder. That is crazy. Like, I can't even, I start laughing thinking about it. Because with V8s and stuff like that, you're like, oh yeah, I'm running like, you know, 7 to 12 pounds of boost, 15. Then you get into this territory where you're going crazy fuel system, crazier turbocharger, all this stuff. And the 6262 doesn't even have that much lag. It literally kicks in exactly where you want it to. And so you get ready for it. And like I said earlier, I eased into that. So we haven't even really given it the beans yet. So I look forward to that. I also want to give a shout out to ATS Racing, who did the motor in this car. So they did a phenomenal job because this thing idles perfect. It does everything perfect, and it doesn't feel fragile. I thought when I got in this car that, not that I doubted it, I just was really curious what it was going to be like because I've never driven a fast version of this. So I am pleasantly surprised like how smooth the motor runs, because I remember when I drove the stock one, I loved how it drove. So woo! That was so rad. I love cars that have traction. This thing has such good traction. Man, this thing is fast. What's so cool about it is the way the power comes on and you feel the whole car squat and you just go for it. And it's not the look of fear in my face, it's the look of, oh wow, this is great. You know, it's just, I'm gonna focus on the task at hand. And also with the nose being so low, I don't have to look over anything. I can just relax and go for it. This car's fast, dude. Dude, wow. That's a Terminator swap Fox, no big deal. Wow, okay, that car's fast. The power band is so smooth. I freaking love it. Oh, I want one. This is not good. Oh, this is not good. So ATS also tuned the car. Wow, they did a great job. I'm not sucking up. This is fascinating. This is easily one of the most different experiences I've ever had. And I've driven a ton of cars, but this feels like if you took a really well set up, say Turbo Civic, and made it rear wheel drive, and also a better feeling motor. Good thing my Speedo doesn't work, because I have no idea what I just did. I'm in love, dude. I love this so much. All right, you guys, I'm going to hand off the question to you. What do you guys think about this turbocharged MR2? What do you think about the fully built Toyota motor? And what do you think about the setup and everything, what he has done to make this car as good as it is? I personally am in love. It's one of my favorite cars I've driven so far this year. So thanks so much to the owner. Here's his Instagram. Make sure to follow him and his YouTube channel. And I'll put that in the link in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And have a wonderful day. Goodbye.